serious problems.
Right, Miko, what's your scariest problem, mate?
My scariest problem is that I'm fucking depressed and you forced me to do a debrief.
My scariest problem is that you were like, oh, we can just make a good pod in 2 days. And I was like, what, mate? That's not what we agreed. Debrief every Sunday or
Yeah.
Monday. And even when we're depressed because we haven't had the greatest weekend of our lives.
Yeah, true. But here we are debriefing my second worst race weekend, or probably my third worst race weekend in like 3 years time now.
What was your top 3 then?
So I think my worst was Davos
Yeah.
this year.
you
Then my
crashed.
second worst was Oberhof this year. And then my third
Yeah.
worst was now. So that's basically like 3 in a row.
Yeah. Yeah, mate, give us the lowdown. What happened? How was the race? Why didn't we not see Mika at the front?
I don't know. I genuinely, and I think, you know what we could use the little debrief for, Jimmy?
Tell
To
me.
actually, like, we're giving some inside infos about like cross-country skiing and sports. And I'm guessing lots of people listening to the podcast are recreational skiers or recreational athletes. And they actually want to know what's going on inside of us as well, inside our minds. Let's talk about the fucking struggle, mate.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. I think if I look back now on my training the last 6 months, on how I've been eating, how I've been living, basically on like my whole setup and my whole life as a professional athlete, I don't think I've been this committed and professional ever.
Yeah.
And here I am 2 weeks before the Olympics in the worst shape I've been since I was like 20.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was talking with some Austrian guys today, and we were like, "Fuck, I haven't seen Mika like the way you're moving. Like, I haven't seen you like that in like 2 years. Like, when it was in Brugge, and we could see that like you had so much energy, and I just wasn't there. But mate, things can change quick. Like I said last podcast, Baito was a bit like that. Like, wasn't quite the right Mika, and then boom, you turn around a week later, you were flying. So."
Yeah.
Never know, like sometimes maybe you had a bit too much grip or whatever. That's what when I was trying to convince you to be to join us, that's what I was saying. I was like saying, I think when you lose so many spots straight from the start, quite often that's like when you have not so good glide, and that's kind of what we saw. It was like you're a good starting position, and then suddenly you were like 30th. Maybe
Yeah,
even
but
worse.
I feel like my skis were actually quite decent. I feel we have to say this. It was probably the toughest waxing conditions in quite
Yeah.
a while, actually. It was fresh snow, and then the sun came out a little bit. It started being around 0 degrees.
Yeah.
So it got glazy inside the track, and then like this dry, dusty snow, powdery snow outside the tracks. So it was actually a big challenge for all of the service
Yeah.
techs out there. But yeah, I don't know. I felt my skis were great, and I felt actually quite good in the morning, and I felt all right during the warm up. And then I started racing, and I was like, oh, I'm pushing, but this is not really going anywhere. So it's...
Yeah, but
Yeah.
at the opposite, Alva Arlev, he was waxing with you guys, and he was like starting behind you, and then boom, after like UK, he was like in the front. Alva Arlev was leading the race, which
Yeah.
is not something you see so often. And like, yeah, so he had a super good race, but he said as well he had super good skis. So
Yeah, so I think that also actually convinces me even more that I cannot blame this one on the skis.
yeah, shit.
Definitely not. But it's, and you know the feeling as well, Jimmy. Like, I know quite often in summer, for example, we did sessions, and then you were smashing me. Like, you were hammering it, and you moved so well, and you moved so good. Like, I remember this one interval session we did
Yeah.
after Blink in Birkebeiner. You were so good there, and then yet you try to do all the right things, and then you get closer and closer and closer to the season. You're convinced it's going to work. You believe in yourself. You believe in what you do. You trust the process, and then you get to races and things just don't work, and it's the most frustrating thing
Yeah.
ever. It's unreal. I have not experienced this for like 3 years now. I think in the past 3 years, like all my 3 worst results ever of the past 3 years, I've done in my past 3 races.
Yeah, that's crazy actually.
Yeah.
But going back to what you were saying about me going well in the summer and then not so well in the winter, I think I had kind of a similar thing with Muzzy. Like we were in super good shape. I feel like we kind of build it up, and like you want to be in good shape all the time, kind of thing. And like I was in super good shape in October, and then suddenly I don't know, I got sick, and then afterwards didn't quite line up, and then yeah, just didn't work. And I think Muzzy didn't even get sick. He was just like super good, and then suddenly he was not good anymore. And then that's just sometimes that's just the way she rolls. But it's difficult to always pinpoint why.
Yeah, so I think it's the hardest thing, because it's sometimes it's easy. You look back and then you're like, oh yeah, but clearly I did like mistakes here, I did mistakes there. But then, I mean, I'm speaking for myself now. I look back and I just don't see where I did mistakes. I just
Yeah,
don't see them.
sometimes the body just doesn't answer like you wanted to. But mate, I still believe in you for Olympics. I've got the true, and I think the thing is you have to believe it yourself as well.
Yeah, that's true. But I think also the looking back and not finding any mistakes, that also helps in believing, because I know I've done all the right things and I know I've taken all the right decisions. So everything that I need to go fast, it's there, but I just, for some reason or another, I can't can't reach my level now, or can't race on that level now. But now I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna chill for 2 weeks. I don't think I'll do anything, because if I look back, one thing I can tell you, I've not done too little. Or in my opinion, maybe in 10 years from now, I'll think differently about this. But as of now, I don't think I've done too little. So now I'll just chill, and then hopefully at the Olympics, we'll be there.
I believe in you, mate. Like we know what level you're on when you're having a good day. So
thanks for the love, mate. Thanks for the love.
Yeah. Anyway, debrief a bit of the races. So exciting stuff that's happened. Oh, first of all, women's race way more exciting than men's race. Men's race, a breakaway of 3 Norwegian guys after lap 1.5.
Yeah.
What the hell? When is the last time this happened?
I don't know.
In a 20K, a 50K
I've
maybe.
tried to reach exactly a race situation like that for like the last 2 years, and I've not managed once.
Yeah.
And there you go, first mass start where I feel shit, and we get exactly that situation in a race.
That's crazy. When's the last time this happened? Like you and Ruka, obviously, but like you got caught up.
Yeah,
But
I don't know. It's definitely quite a while ago. Yeah.
Honestly, I cannot remember it happening. And everyone
I tell you what,
listening
I remember when it happened, when it used to happen frequently. When there was lots of Russians on the race.
That's true. That's true. But I feel like since we've done 20K races, I cannot remember a trio like this breaking away.
Don't think so either. Don't think so either.
Since the Russians are gone, I cannot remember it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was wild. It was wild, but it was, like I said, it was super tough conditions. I think we raced like, or I raced over 50 minutes, obviously, but I think the winning time was close to 50 minutes, which is super long for a 20K for us. Yeah. And I think that actually also just proves the point of what we were saying in previous podcasts as well. We need longer races. Like if the race is 40 minutes, it's just too short. Like everybody can go fast for 40 minutes, but then if you feel that like the race is longer and it's tough and it's hard, that's when selections happen. So but then also, let's start actually out the Friday, because we did a team sprint on Friday. It was a fucking cool World Cup because there was lots of people watching. What also was really cool is that we were staying in a hotel 45 minutes away from the stadium. So that's really nice.
That's not the FIS rules as well. That's against the FIS rules.
It's against the FIS rules, but what are you going to do?
Tell you who I don't like anymore.
Tell me.
Einar Hedegaard. Now he's starting to be too good at everything.
He's a bit of a menace. He's becoming a bit of a menace.
Like when he's like basically tie wins the prologue as a tie, and he like that's the one thing I could beat him in was sprints before, and even then it was like pretty hard. and like now he's obviously like so good. So
Yeah.
I like yeah, I think his just level in skating is just so much higher than everybody else. And
I was
so
doing a cool down after the sprint prologue or the team sprint prologue, and I'm like all depressed because we didn't make it and we didn't get to race another time, and then because I didn't feel good, and you're like, ah. And then I hear this guy shouting from Mika, Mika, and I look back and it's Einar Hedegaard. So I will end up skiing together a bit, talking. And I didn't know how he'd done because I didn't even watch the result list. I just knew I was out, and I was like, I was sprinting going for you, and he's like, oh, no, I won the prologue, and I was like, mate, come on, like it's not fun anymore. Just don't.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, but jokes aside, he was insanely good. Also, double podium day again for Team Andegust.
Yeah, true.
Carolina Gretting was also on the podium
Yeah,
with the
that's
Norwegian
very true.
women's relay. Or
Yeah,
team sprint.
second World Cup, first podium.
Yeah, so
That's not a
that
bad
is
effort.
very cool. And
Yeah.
then I didn't really see anything of this team sprint because I was all depressed and not
The thing is, you were not so bad though. Like 7 seconds back is like
9, mate.
is.
9.
I was in
It's
9. Oh shit.
yeah.
Okay. 9 is a bit starting to be a bit on the limit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you had yeah.
But so yeah. Saturday classic sprint. I did not race, but I did watch the race. It was a little bit new snow in the tracks as well, so
It
the
looks
tracks were
shit
not
to
as
wax as
good
well.
as they were on Friday. Was insane. It was such nice conditions.
Yeah.
What did we keep in memory from Saturday, Jimmy? What did
Gus
you keep in
Schumacher
memory?
going fast as fuck.
What the hell? Gus is supposed to be one of the best distance skaters, and now all of a sudden
Yeah.
he's on a sprint classic podium. You're like,
What a tank.
what?
I am actually so impressed with Gus this year. Like, the fact that he can podium in a classic sprint
Yeah.
absolutely blew my mind. That's supposedly his worst discipline.
Yeah.
And he's massive tank, so kudos to him. Valnes crashing because of Klæbo, and I think he tried to
No,
blame it on
Valnes
Anger.
crashing because he skied into Edwin Anger, and then he did my favorite Norwegian thing ever, blaming Edwin Anger for skiing into him, and I was like,
Yeah.
mate, it was
But-
you that came from behind. So like, even if you're not gonna win the race by doing that, you could have just braked because then you would not have skied into him.
Exactly, and like I feel like the way you saw it on TV was I felt like he touched Klæbo's skis in front of him and then fell, but I don't know, I felt it was so unnecessary to blame Anger. Like,
I mean,
oh,
he came with
Jesus.
lots of speed from behind, and it's just simple. When there's two people battling for a position in front of you, and you try to go as close to them as possible, but you come with more speed from behind.
Yeah,
There's I'm getting called. But if you come with more speed from behind, there's just a big chance
Yeah.
that you might end up
yeah.
getting a bit fucked.
Gimler being an absolute tank.
Yeah, Coletta.
Yeah,
Gimler on
Coletta
Coletta Ritzek and Laura Gimler winning on Friday,
Yeah,
mate. We have
that
to
was
get that into the pot.
for
That
sure.
was so exciting. I was so happy, actually.
She was so good in the finish. Like, she went twice the speed as Teriel. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And then Gimler being second. Second? Yeah, she was second.
Yeah.
In the sprint. That was crazy as well. Well deserved. I think that's going to be 2 girls to look out for at Olympics. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I agree.
And I want to say, okay, our predictions last week about who was going to be selected for the Norwegian team was so unbelievably wrong.
Yes.
It wasn't really predictions. It was more like who we thought should be selected.
Yeah.
Basically, we said they should leave. We both agreed that they should leave out Vika and Iversen, which are the two that got selected.
Yeah.
Iversen proved us wrong this weekend, but Oskar Sadvika did not go to the final. And to be honest, Lars Heggen went to every single final.
Yeah.
But I understand that they just looked at the best result, and Oskar Sadvika had the best result on World Cup. And Iversen.
And it's also the thing, like, when you're a Norwegian coach, no matter how you select, you're always going to select wrong, because
yeah,
it's just there's always going to be somebody that's going to be pissed. Although it kind of breaks my heart for Andreas Fjordenreh, but I think Emil Iversen has definitely shown that they did not select him wrong. I think Emil Iversen has definitely proven that he needs to be on that squad.
And I just feel so sorry for Lars Hagen because
Yeah.
he went also. We were supposed to have him on the podcast, and then we didn't manage to do it in person in Oberhof. And then we were like, "Oh, should we do it online?" And then it was just after the selection, and we could tell that he wasn't so motivated. And then he went home to. He didn't. He was in Goms, I think, and then went
Yeah.
home.
I think he got a bit
Uh,
ill as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
I think he was. I don't know, but like it sounds like he might have been very disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
But also, I feel a bit sorry for us because not only for us, but like for every skier that's going to be good in like the next 5 years. Because remember when we did like the season predictions in November and I told you how Lars Hagen was not going to start insanely well in Beitod and he was going to do better and better and better, be insanely good, be definitely on the level that he should be taken to the Olympics, then he will be
Yeah.
left out of the Olympic squad and then he'll just become Prime Nortug after that. So basically,
On
so
track.
far, all of my predictions are on track when it's
Yeah.
about Lars Hagen. So I'm a bit afraid that, yeah, he might make life a little bit difficult for us in the future.
That's true. That's true. We might just retire and watch him though, and which will make life maybe quite exciting for us.
The good thing is also, mate, with the level that both you and I were skiing on in our last races, we are closer to retiring to another Olympic cycle.
That is true. That is true. I think we've. Oh yeah, we should also say Matentalo women's race way more exciting than the boys' race on Sunday. That has to be said. Matentalo been winning her first race. That was super cool. I think. I was surprised she was in the front group, but the thing is, Matentalo and Finnish skiers, they're so good at skiing, classic. So if it's a little bit like tough conditions to get grip, they also have quite often very good skis.
Yeah.
Suddenly, boom, you can keep up. She's so good at sprinting, and then boom, victory. That
Also,
was
something that has to be said for basically any young skier out there. It took her more than 100 starts on World Cup level to win her first race.
yeah.
Yeah, that Jimmy, after all, there might still be hope for us.
Yeah, I had to look. I think I have 125 or something.
Oh, do you have? So you have more than her then.
Yeah, a little bit more.
So basically,
Shit.
there's no hope for you anymore.
Yeah, I think I'm fucked. Yeah.
Oh well, at least we had a good time together.
Yeah. But Muzzy's got 288, and he's still hoping for his first World Cup victory.
Yeah. If
So.
Muzzy would ever win a World Cup, I think I'd freak out.
I'd be so happy.
I think I might cry, actually.
Yeah.
I think I
Anyway.
might not cry, though, if it's going to be the Olympics and he's going to win ahead of me, because then I might be a bit like, ooh. But also, me and winning the Olympics as of now.
Nah, mate, you have to believe in it. It won't happen if you don't believe in it, mate.
Yeah, true. We're going to win every race we're going to attend for the rest of the season, Jimmy.
Yeah, you can win the 10K skate, and I can win the team sprint with Muzzy.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we're all happy, yeah?
Then we actually would be happy.
Get a good block of training in, and let's have a new podcast in a couple of days.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Serious Problems, your number one Nordic skiing podcast. Leave us a like, leave us a comment, and subscribe. Peace out.
Ciao, ciao.
Serious Problems.